Good morning, it's day 46 on the very rainy, freezing PCT, hiking home for shelter, and this is time for the big reveal. We're not parked, we were camped, three of us, off the trail, in amongst the bushes, and I found this super slopey site, so I want to show you. Now, let's see how dry I was. There's a puddle, but I didn't feel it. Look at that. Look at that. See how I had to dig out a level part of a hillside to be able to sleep there. There's the triangle of my vestibule on one side, and the triangle, well, everything was under there on the other side. So the tent works! Yay! So I was dry and warm while the rain poured down, but now it's really misty and sprinkling and everything's getting wet as we're packing up. And my rain fly is in a Ziploc baggie, and hopefully the sun will come out somewhere along the day and we can take our stuff out, just our flies and maybe the tent itself, and dry it out. But everything inside, toasty dry. It's raining, it's pouring. Linda is ignoring 'cause I got to hike the PCT no matter the weather this morning. Okay, can you listen? Can you hear what I'm hearing? I hear the pitter-patter of rain on the top of my rain jacket. Actually, I don't mind the rain in terms of being wet on the top or on the exterior of my rain gear. And I quite like the soothing sound of a light rain. But we had rain all night, and we packed up our wet gear, and our packs are extra heavy because, oh, I'm in the dark now. Our packs are extra heavy because of that. And now we're hiking in the rain all morning. Well, that's what rain gear is for, but I gotta tell you, it's not totally waterproof. Once it gets soaked in pressure spots, like where the backpack is on my shoulders, I can feel it going through. But I've got my down jacket on underneath, and I figure, well, the ducks keep warm with their little down jackets on when they're swimming in the cold pond in the middle of winter, or Georgian Bay. And so I can do this. No probbies. The good thing is we're heading for accommodation tonight at something called Hikertown, which I will show you later. Quite unique, and not having to set up camp. Hopefully, because if there are too many hikers heading for Hikertown because of the rain and a whole bunch that did not move on today, that could be a capacity problem. Okay, this is a weather update because today's hike has been every day's hike has its challenges. Today's hike, the weather has been the challenge. When we got up and it was misty and foggy, and we started hiking, and actually I was feeling pretty good going, I like this temperature. It's, just above zero. Yeah, it's a bit damp, but I got my rain gear on, that's okay. But I hadn't put my rain pants on because it wasn't fully raining. It was just foggy and misty. Well, then the rain started, and it rained and rained and rained, and hailed a bit and still hovered just above freezing. So as everything got wetter and I got damper underneath, more damp underneath, and yes, even with rain gear, you get damp underneath, because I had to go a couple of miles uphill too, and that contributed to being damp underneath. But then the dreaded happened. I had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the freezing rain, and what happened is when I took my pants down, I felt they were absolutely soaked, like wring mouth, dripping wet, soaked. So I thought, well, I'm not pulling those back up. So it was awkward in the rain, trying to take some shelter under a bush, but got the shoes off, standing on the shoes, and got the pants off and put away, and my rain pants on. But now I have no pants to go back into now that the rain has stopped. And that's the big weather news breaking. There's a sign, Highway 138. That's where I'm going. 11.2 miles. Yes. And yeah, so that's why we break into our regular scheduled programming to bring you the weather update. That it has stopped raining. It's still bloody cold. Everything is damp and wet, but in 11.2 miles, I should be indoors and able to peel everything off, hopefully dry it out. Oh, dry out my tent. My fly is just dripping soaked. I put it in a Ziploc food bag because I didn't want it getting everything else wet. Anyway, talk to you later. Well, there's a new bit of wildlife for me. I have never seen that. Okay, so I'm just hiking along, come around a corner, and I see a mouse. Like a big, fluffy, well-fed gray mouse just sitting on the trail, looking up at me. So I stopped, I went, oh, hi, mousy mouse. And I stood really still and slowly reached for my camera. And while I'm reaching for my camera, he makes a beeline for me, like running straight for me. I had to lift one leg for him to run under, past me, and down the embankment into his little hole. He had a target, and he was running straight for it, regardless of the monster human between himself and his target. It was so funny. I haven't seen any mice in this whole time. And he's very different from the little ones we find in our basement from time to time. It's part of living in the country. This is something really special and unique to the PCT. This is Hikertown, USA. This is private property where Buddy has set up all these little cabins in sort of western town. Oh, okay, hang on. Oh, I'm getting a personal welcome to Hikertown. And hi!
Hello, welcome to Hikertown.